Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing the full card breakdown and in detailed predictions for UFC 272, Covington versus Masvidal. Full card breakdown. It's a pretty stacked card, honestly. It's been better since they added Dos Santos Fiziev, but Covington Masvidal, the big one, is finally here. Let's do the predictions, starting with the early prelim opener of Dustin Jacoby versus Mikhail Olajic. I'm gonna go with Dustin Jacoby. I think Dustin Jacoby can win this. It's a tough matchup, so I was kind of going back and forth. I'm gonna take Jacoby because Olajic. I was originally picking him to win this one, and he could still win. It's a risky prediction. I'm not confident in this whatsoever. And I kind of go. In that last performance against Shamil Gamzatov, I was kind of really impressed because Gamzatov is an undefeated prospect that was at the time. Got a huge KO over him, uppercut KO through the guard. Well, not through the guard, it was underneath the guard, but that kind of was like, you know what? Olajic looked good. Jacoby didn't look that great against Allen, but I knew he took it on short notice. But I was originally picking Olajic to win this, but Olajic against that Modestas Bukauskas fight. I was like, oh my god, I forgot about that. That's where I'm like, you know what? I'm changing my prediction here. I'm gonna go for Dustin Jacoby here, 29-28, unanimous decision. I think he's gonna be a little bit too much for Bukauskas in those rounds. I reckon Bukauskas maybe drops him in one of the rounds, which will steal it for him. But I'm gonna go for Jacoby. You'll see split decision for Jacoby. Also, the judges probably gives Olajic one round. Jacoby doesn't grapple, and to grapple, you kind of have to grapple to beat Jimmy Crute. Like to beat Olajic, you kind of have to be a rangy striker or have really good grappling, like Oben St. Preux and Jimmy Crute. But I'm gonna go with Jacoby here. Gamzatov is not really that great. He didn't even fight for a while before that fight against Olajic. I'm definitely going to go for Dustin Jacoby. He decent against Allen. He didn't look that good. He left so many openings, but he did take down short notice, 10 days notice, something like that. And I'll give him credit, and I'll let him side for that. Destroyed Darren Stewart. Made it close against Gutilaba. Ion Gutilaba. I'm gonna definitely go for him. Decision win. Moving on up the card. Ludavik Klein versus Devante Smith. Again, another tough one that I was kind of going back and forth here. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna take Devante Smith, but I'm also worried about this. Ludavik Klein's good, and at first I was like, you know what? Devante Smith kind of destroys him. He is taking this on really short notice. Original opponent was supposed to be Eric Gonzalez, but against Nate Landwehr, he didn't look that great, and against Mike Trajano, not great as well. Nate Landwehr, although not a bad loss, Nate Landwehr's a pretty decent fighter. He slowed down in that fight. Slowed down massively in that fight. Against Mike Trajano, same thing. Had a good third round against Trajano, but kind of became pieced up by Trajano. Beat Shane Young in his debut, but Shane Young's not really that great of a fighter, let's be real. Devante Smith also is okay. He's 28 years old. Lost to JB Malarkey, who, funny enough, is also fighting on this card against Jaylen Turner, which we'll get to in a second. But he seems to do good against those short notice power punches. Like against Justin James, he pieced up Justin James. He did get rocked here and there, and this is the problem I have. But James is a power puncher who isn't that great. He's kind of like Klein. I reckon if Ludavik Klein and Justin James fought, it'd be a good scrap back and forth. Who wins? Who wins? I'd probably go for Klein. I don't even know. James could actually beat him. But against James, he pieced up James. I feel like that's going to be that fight. Malarkey's very good. And Klein doesn't have great cardio. And I think you have to be a cardio kind of freak. Not a cardio freak, but I think you got to be that guy with okay cardio and set a good pace on Smith, and that's Malarkey. Commonworthy did KO him really badly with one of the weakest punches I've ever seen, but at the same time, that was a little bit fluky, I think. Worthy's not looking great whatsoever. I don't even know. Where's Malarkey? Not Jamie Malarkey. Where's Worthy? He just won against he's looking good since he got cut. So I'm gonna go for definitely going with Devante Smith. He destroyed Julian Rosa back then as well. Definitely going home with here. And I'm gonna go for I'll go for a 29-28 decision, losing the first round, winning the last two. Moving on up the card, Tim Elliott versus Ta Garrett Olympia. I'm definitely gonna be going with Tim Elliott here. Wow! Those odds! Sorry if I scared you there, but those odds! Dude, Ta Garrett Olympia, I'm sorry if you hate this, dislike this video all you want. He's actually not good, man. He's not a good fighter. I've seen this guy's fights. He's 30 years old. He's a pretty older guy of a contender, I'll say. He's not that good, man. I think Elliott's going to expose him here. Against Alan Nascimento. He lost that fight. Damage-based. He could have lost that fight to Nascimento. It could have went either way, honestly, but I think Nascimento could have actually snuck that victory. At first, when I watched it live, I thought Olympekov could have won it, but Nascimento, he did it. He landed enough shots on bottom, and Nascimento could have won that fight. Ta Garrett Olympia is not good, man. He doesn't have good striking. He doesn't have great grappling. He only has positional control over these guys. Like, Bruno Silva is a good win. Bruno the Bulldog. There's two Bruno Silvas in the UFC. It's this Bruno Silva, not the one that's fighting Alex Pereira coming up. This Bruno Silva, who just bounced back twice, but like, he's not good to Garrett Olympia. And I think Tim Elliott will give him problems and expose this guy and derail the hype train. He doesn't even have a hype train. This is why he's like from the Dagestani, like Khabib crew type thing. People don't talk about this guy because he's not that great. I'm definitely going to go for Tim Elliott. Made a competitor against Matheus Nicolau, and I think he's just going to win this fight in a close decision, 29-28 again. And get win this fight, damage-based, and win it during the defeat. Moving on up the card, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Brian Kelleher. I'm going to go with Umar Nurmagomedov here. Straightforward prediction, I think. Brian Kelleher, I'll get to him first after I speak of Umar. Umar Nurmagomedov, it's hard to say that because of his name, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Umar Nurmagomedov. Because it goes to Umar, like Nurmagomedov. It's tricky. 25 years old. He's a very good fighter. I think he's a very good fighter. Umar Nurmagomedov beat Sergey Morozov, which is a really good win. I know, not really, because Sergey Morozov just recently lost to Douglas Silva the Andrade. But he still beat Sergey Morozov. Beat a lot of good guys in regionals. Beat lots of good guys. Saeed Yakub Kakramanov, he beat him in PFL 2018. He beat decent guys. I know early on, like his first 5 fights, hasn't fought greatest, but 13-1-1. 5-0 Saeed Yakub Kakramanov, 12-4, 16-7, 13. I guess these aren't the best, but they're okay. I'll accept them. 6-0 in Gonzalez here. I think he wins it. I wish we saw that fight with Jack Shore. I think that would have been a really good fight. People say he was ducking Jack Shore and took this as an easier fight. But I really think he actually... I don't know, though. Brian Kelleher, man, did not look good against Kevin Kroom. He looked so slow in that fight, man. Kevin Kroom's not really that great of a fighter overall. And I know that was at featherweight, but that was just such a bad performance by him. I think he got dropped in one of the rounds too in that one. So if Umar could KO him, we've seen Kelleher get KO'd in his career by John Lineker. But more so, he gets problems on the ground. Cody Stamen, Ricky Simone, Montel Jackson. And against Hunter Azure, he, it's just, he was getting really badly hurt in that fight in the first round, and all of a sudden Azure gassed up for beating him so hard, and gassed out and got knocked out. I'm gonna go for Umar Nurmagomedov here. I think this is a straightforward prediction, and I think he wins this fight. And I'm gonna say he gets like a rear naked choke in the second round again. I think this guy's really good. I think he belongs to the top, because I think it will be a threat to the top of those guys, to the top of the division. I'm gonna definitely go with him here. I don't see how you can pick Kelleher. I'm going for Umar. Moving on up the card, to the prelims. Marina Moroz versus Maria Akapova. I'm gonna go for Maria Akapova here over Marina Moroz. These two girls have beef, which is interesting because they have beef over something. I don't know why. I don't know what they have beef over, but they have like real beef, and I think that's why they made this matchup. I'm gonna go for Maria Agapova here. I think she's good. I think she's actually pretty good. She did lose to Shayna Dobson, which isn't good whatsoever. But before, like after that, like in her last fight, she looked patient. She looked improved against Sabado Mazo. And Mazo's a girl that's okay in that division as well, and she destroyed her in that fight. It wasn't just a rear naked choke out of nowhere in the third round. She destroyed her the whole time, pieced her up. Eventually, she dropped her with a hook or something. Eventually, snatched on that back really fast. I remember that. But if she fought Shayna Dobson in a rematch, I reckon she beats her in a rematch. Shayna Dobson's not good. She did lose to Tracy Cortez earlier in her career in the Contender Series. But Tracy Cortez is a pretty capable fighter in that division. Hannah Cyphers, I don't know. I think she wins. Moroz hasn't fought in a while. And people forget Agapova is 24 years old. She is young in this division. 30 years old in Moroz. I don't think she doesn't have it anymore. Lots of cancellations. A lot of cancellations. Her last fight was 2020, early 2020 against Mayra Silva. Beat Samira Mazo as well. She is good, but I think Agapova is just a bit better. I'll go for her by knockout here. In the second round, getting I'll say she gets like a ground and pound. I shall see. She gets a rear naked choke again. I'll say she gets a rear naked choke. I'm worried they do have beef, and Akapova. I'm worried she'll just go out there and swing bombs and get knocked out. But I'm gonna go with. She hasn't fought in a while. Jeez, man. Jeez. She hasn't been finished in her career yet. I'm gonna go for a decision for Agapova. Actually, I'm gonna go for decision. I think she wins it by decision this time. She almost took Sabado Mazo to a decision. I think she'll get a decision here. I think Rose is tough, I guess, and I'll go for her. I'll go for her 30-27 outclassing decision. Moving on up the card, Nikolai Negumereanu versus Kennedy Nzechukwu. I'm gonna go for Nikolai Negumereanu here. I'm gonna go for him by KO as well early in round one. Nzechukwu, yeah, he's a good fighter. It's, as you can say, it says African Savage in his nickname, but like he has no chin, which I noticed. Dalton Young, I know Dalton Young's not a bad loss. You'll probably be like, oh, Dalton Young's a really good fighter in that division, and he is, but he got KO'd by elbows through the guard. This is the level of chin we're talking about. This is like, I think that's worse than like Phil Hawes' chin level. Like, Phil Hawes got KO'd. Phil Hawes got cracked by a weak punch, but he got cracked by a punch. You know, he did get cracked by a punch on the chin. He got KO'd. Nzechukwu got KO'd with like elbows from the guard. I understand they were probably big elbows, but it's like he quit and covered up kind of, and it looks like he went out cold. I don't think he's that great. You know, Danilo Marquez, he was beating him until Marquez kind of gassed out. Olberg, kind of was losing to Oberg until Oberg gassed out. Got KO though. Oberg just bounced back against Fabio Cherant, so that's looking good for him. Marquez got destroyed by Jilton Almeida, so that's not aging good for him. Paul Craig, I guess that's not a bad loss because Paul Craig just beat Jamal Hill and Magomed Ankalaev. He beat both those guys. And he was looking good against Paul Craig in his debut. I'm going to go for Nikolai Negumereanu. 27 years old. He's still young. He did lose to Saparbek Safarov in his career, but he took like a lot of time off. Came back against Alexei Kamur. I don't think he could have won. I don't think he won against Kamur, but Kamur, tough guy in that division. And tough guy to come back after 2 years off, so I'll give him credit there for making it close. Beat Ike Villanueva, KO early, and I think he has momentum after that. And I think he's going to win it. And this is taking us on short notice as well. I'm going to go for Nikolai Negumereanu here. First round knockout. I'm definitely going with him here. Moving on to the card. Marina Rodriguez versus Yan Zhao. I'm going to go for Marina Rodriguez. Another straightforward prediction. This is a tough card to predict, though. Honestly, this is a really tough card to predict. The first two fights especially. I think you got to pick Marina Rodriguez here, right? Yan Zhao good, but I don't think you can pick her, though. Like, I think you got to pick... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. 7% Yan, 90... Okay, that's a little bit too far. I thought it was going to be like 70 to 30%. Or something, like 80 to 20%. You know, I'm going to go for Marina Rodriguez. I think she has a lot of momentum right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if she becomes champion. You know, she's 34 years old. Older, but I think she started her career a bit late. So, I'll give it to her there. I think she's really good. I don't think people give her that credit. She KO'd Amanda Ribas. Their fight stole her momentum all the way. Beat Michelle Watterson. Beat Mackenzie Dern. I doubted her against Dern. I picked her against Watterson. And I doubted her against Ribas, but I'm going to go for her winning this one. She has awesome stand-up. Look good against Mackenzie Dern. Improved cardio, improved takedown defense. And she went 5 rounds clean 2 times now in a row against Dern and Watterson. KO'd Ribas as well. I know she got taken down by Ribas, but since then, against Dern, improved takedown defense. And Yan she doesn't have the best takedowns. She didn't usually use it, and she is usually on the feet. She did get TKO'd by Carla Esparza, but Esparza's pretty... She's really good in that division. She might actually beat Rose. Sorry, Rose fans. She actually really could beat Rose, though. And Rodriguez, I think this is going to be a stand-up matchup. Yan Zhao pretty good on the feet alone. I think this is going to be a pretty competitive fight. I'll say a good scrap here. Rodriguez wins every round, piecing up Yan Zhao, swelling up her face, bloody nose, broken nose. I think she wins it. She looked good against Claudia Gadelha. She showed some good clinching grappling there, but I think she lost a round to Claudia Gadelha. And Gadelha at this point, not the greatest. Angela Hill, she broke down, and Karolina Kowalkiewicz. But those girls aren't great. Angela Hill's good, but Karolina Kowalkiewicz, I'm going to go for Rodriguez, getting a 30-27 outclassing decision win over Yan Zhao. I'm picking her. Moving on up the card. Jaylen Turner versus Jamie Malarkey. I'm going to go for Jamie Malarkey here. Jaylen Turner, he's looking good for himself lately. Jaylen Turner. He's changing his career around. Before, he was doing okay. Honestly, he was doing okay. But since then, he changed his career a bit around, 26-year-old Jaylen Turner, the tarantula himself. Beat Uros Medic in his last fight, but Medic the veteran skills of Jaylen Turner Uros Medic was overthrowing that fight and trying to get an early KO. Turner eventually figured him out, capitalized on the opportunity, and got the rear naked choke. Beat Brock Weaver, which is not great, but Kasia Klebauer is an aging good win. Lost to Masvidal and Vicente Luque, which I'll explain. Luque is a top 5 opponent in the welterweight division. If he probably wins his next fight against Bilal Muhammad, he might get a title shot. Depends what happens, because it's a little bit of a mess at welterweight in the top right now. Because you got Shemaya Burns, everything, you know what I'm talking about. Masvidal just bounced back against Genaro Valdez, so I guess that's not. But that was a razor close fight. You know, that was a razor close fight against Masvidal. And I think when people pressure him, people seem to do really good. And Jim Turner has improved a little bit. He's kind of the same, but has improved a little bit. Malarkey, if you look at this guy's fights, man, if you watch his fight against Brad Riddell to watch his fight against Devante Smith, dude is way, way different in levels, man. Way different in levels. Beat Smith, beat Kamal Worthy as well, and broke down Smith in that fight, and really has shown great cardio and a great pace. I just spoke this earlier about Smith versus Klein. Lost to first Yan, but he was out grappling for Yan, but Yan was landing the shots. And had a razor close fight against Brad Riddell. He started training with Volkanovski. I think that's what kind of changed him, and I think he knows that as well. He did lose to Volkanovski earlier in his career, and I think Volkanovski really changed him. I think when he was losing, he had to go over to Volkanovski. They were supposed to fight before Malarkey. Oh, I didn't even know this. They were supposed to fight before Malarkey and Turner. Great, we're getting this now. Let's go. I didn't even realize that. I thought it was a fresh new matchup. Let's go. We're getting it now, though. I'm gonna go for J. Malarkey, though. Getting the job done here. I think he's overall better. I think he's massively improved with Volkanovski. Volkanovski trains at CKB, but in his other gym, and it's alone time. I don't know where he trains, but Malarkey was training from there. I'm Jay Malarkey here. Knees KO, similar to the Devante Smith TKO. I think he gets it done in like the second or third round. Moving on up the card to the main card. Sergey Spivak versus Greg Hardy. I hate this one. A lot of people are picking Sergey Spivak. I'm gonna go for Greg Hardy. I don't care. I think Greg Hardy can win. I'm going for Greg Hardy. I noticed all the people that Hardy has lost to, Spivak has beat. Because as we know, let's go to Spivak's career. Aspinall hasn't fought Hardy. Olenek was supposed to fight Hardy. Spivak is taking this on short notice, but it was delayed, which kind of questioned me. I originally was picking Hardy, but then when it was delayed, it gave Spivak more of a camp. Beat Vandera, but Vandera's not that good, man. I know he went to a close decision with Arlovsky recently, but come on. Felipe could have won. I know Olenek, but I know he beat Olenek and out-grappled Olenek, and that's impressive, but, Olenek at this point, man. You know? Lost to Marcin Tybura. Things happen, you get out-grappled there. Beat Tuivasa, but Tuivasa's changed massively since then. And got TKO'd by Walt Harris. And Walt Harris was able to TKO him. I know he took it on short notice. But I think Greg Hardy can win this fight. He's 33. How old is Spivak? 27. I'm gonna go for Greg Hardy. I don't care. I probably will get this one wrong. I think Hardy's good enough to get the win. He has a reach advantage, right? 78 reach to, yeah. He does, yeah. Like a 2.5 reach advantage there. Basically a 3-inch reach advantage. I think Greg Hardy's going to win. Spivak's coming off a brutal KO loss, but so is Hardy. But Spivak, I just don't think Spivak wins it. I think Hardy If Hardy gets, I don't know though, because I look at Hardy. I'm gonna pick Hardy, but it's risky because Hardy. It depends what shows up. Like against Tuivasa, he cracked Tuivasa hard. You know, Tuivasa. I know it's different fights, and I understand it's different fights altogether. Tuivasa showed a chin against Lewis. Hardy cracked Tuivasa and kind of wobbled him and rushed in. That was kind of dumb from Hardy. Hardy could have won against Tuivasa. We could have seen Hardy versus Lewis February, but no. Hardy ruined that opportunity for him. But yeah, it depends what he shows up as. I know Green and De Castro aren't great fighters, but I'm gonna go for Greg Hardy though, winning this one. And he was beating both of these guys. I know De Castro was leg kicking him, but Spivak can go leg kick heavy here. I just don't see it's going well for him at all. And he's gonna be shorter here, 2 inches. And if this goes past the first round, maybe live bet Spivak, but I think Greg Hardy's big enough, and I think you have to put a lot of effort to take him down early. And Ty Burrow was taking a bit of a beating early. I'm going to go Greg Hardy first round KO, putting Spivak out cold. Moving on up the card, Kevin Holland versus Alex Oliveira. I'm going to go with Kevin Holland here. Straightforward prediction again. I think he wins this fight by KO in this fight. I don't know which round, second or first or second round. I just don't think Oliveira's done. I just don't think Oliveira has it anymore, man. Like if we go on Oliveira's career, 34 years old, 5'11", with 76 reach. Lost to Nico Price in his last fight, and he didn't look good against Nico Price. And Nico Price didn't even look good in that fight too. It was really bad, that fight. I just wasn't good at all. And lost to Randy Brown. He just doesn't show a good chin anymore, man. I kind of noticed now. Like against Max Griffin, that was a razor close fight, but Max Griffin's massively changed himself since then. And Peter Sabado, not really a great fighter himself. But ever since, I think I've seen the story. I did a few days ago. He was in Brazil and his car got bombed, and within a minute, and durability hasn't been the same since. Shavkat Rakhmonov beat him by guillotine choke. Randy Brown, one arm rear naked choke, got dropped really badly in that fight. Not the same chin level whatsoever anymore. And Nicholas Dalby beat him, even though he could have won that fight. I say this now. I think he did something. I think he took down Dalby and they let it back up. He was winning against Dalby. I think he was out grappling him. But it was in Copenhagen, which is Dalby's hometown, and they let it back up for some reason. But against Perry, like his body just crumples every time. Against Nelson, he kind of quit. No, he didn't quit, but like, come on. But Medeiros hurt him bad. Really, like that was a fight where the durability just went boom. You know, I'm gonna go for Kevin Holland here. Holland had a weird fight against Dawkins, but accidental headbutt. You know, if I was Oliveira, I would use like heavy grappling game plan if I was him. But I just think this is a lock here. Vittori and Brunson, they're top 5 level guys. And it's not bad, you know. And almost got Jacare Souza. I know at this point, but almost got Jacare Souza in a triangle. You know, this is first. I think the weight cut will be good for Holland as well. I don't see Oliveira having any power for him. He's 29 years old still, and you know, his win over Joaquin Buckley is aging wickedly well, if that's even a word. Aging really well. I don't even know if wickedly is a word, but I'm gonna go for Holland by KO, first or second round. Moving on up the card to the featured fight of the card, which is Edson Barboza versus Bryce Mitchell. I'm gonna go for Bryce Mitchell here over Edson Barboza. And I think Mitchell's gonna win. I think Mitchell's really good, man, in the grappling department. He's really good, man. And I keep saying it, but he is a very, very good fighter. Mitchell, I know he had a long time off, but I think he broke his hand or something. So I think that's why. But and it is a risky matchup. He could get KO'd. I could be called a fool here. But I'm being honest. I think he wins it over Barbosa. I think the first round is going to be risky. If you're picking Barbosa, I'd say first round KO since Bryce Mitchell hasn't been in there for a while. And I'd say maybe like a flying knee KO from Barbosa. But against Andre Fili, I watched that fight 2 days ago. Or not 2 days ago. Like, when the fight was announced. I just watched it because why not? He showed decent stand-up, okay? Against Andre Fili. You know, he showed okay stand-up. He showed he was aware on the stand-up. Fili was better on the stand-up, but, like, his grappling is, like, he's, like, sticky to you. He's, like, glue. It's insane. And I think he's very, very good, man. Got Matt Sills, the Twister, of course. Got that. Imagine he gets a Twister again. That would be really, really crazy. Destroy Charles Rosa. You know, and Fili just bounced back against Daniel Pineda. Well, it was a no contest, but he was going to win against Pineda, let's be real. Barbosa, coming off a loss to Chikadze. You know, beat Shane Burgos before, and a weird KO, of course, as you know. Makona Mikani. But I'm not just picking Bryce Mitchell because I think he's really good. And he is really good, but there's proof Barbosa's been held down, man. Makona Mikani. Third round. I know Barbosa was winning the first 2 rounds and he kind of just gave it up, but Makona Mirkani was just out grappling him. And Makona Mirkani is a guy that just got knee KO'd out cold, flatlined by Lerone Murphy. You know, Dan Ige held him down. I think that's why the judges thought Ige won that fight, was using the grappling. Even though I thought Barbosa won, Ige was holding him down, man. Holding him down. Of course, we know Khabib was as well. Khabib destroyed him. I think that's enough we can say. Lee had some moments as well. I know that Dariush, but Dariush was really hurting him in that fight. Was really, like, easily winning that, you know. Ferguson back then as well got a Dar stroke. I think that means nothing, though. I don't know why I put it that way, but I think Mitchell gets this one done. I think he dominates this fight. I'm worried about that first round, though. I'm really worried about that first round. But, when the rounds go on, though, I think I can get more confident in Mitchell. Barbosa seems to slow down. Again, he has a lot of power at featherweight, but I'm gonna go for Bryce Mitchell here, getting someone done by. And then you can build a star out of Bryce Mitchell here on a huge pay-per-view card. Covington versus Masvidal. You can build a huge star here. You can build a huge star you can build a lot of stars in this card. You know, a lot of stars. Malarkey, Rodriguez, you can build a star out of. You can build a lot of stars out of this card. Umar, also there. Mitchell, Holland's already a star, but Hardy, I guess, a star. But Fiziev, you know, I'm gonna definitely go for Bryce Mitchell here. And I'll say some submission later in the fight. I don't know yet what submission, but maybe like an arm triangle. Not twister again, I don't see that happening, but arm triangle, rear naked choke, I don't mind. I'm gonna go for him here. Moving on the card. To the co-main event. Rafael Dos Anjos versus Rafael Fiziev. 5 rounds. This was originally supposed to be 2 weeks ago on a main event fight night card, and that was replaced by Walker versus Hill. Now, it's still 5 rounds, and I knew that. I didn't think they were just going to change up 3 rounds, because they were training for 5 rounds. And that changes some stuff. You know, I was originally going for Fiziev first round TKO. I'm going to go for Rafael Fiziev. And I'm going to go for him by... I think... I'm going to go for late first round TKO still. I'm going to go late first round TKO for Fiziev. I'm still going to think. I still have time. We have a week. You know. We have 6 days, I think, now. So I still have time to change. I'm going for Fiziev, but I can still change the method. Fiziev, I'm gonna go with here. I think Dos Santos is taking way too much damage, man. 37 years old. What's his age? He just turned 37, so like a few months ago. So he's getting older, man. Getting older still. You know, beat Paul Felder, and he didn't look good against Felder, man. If Felder had a full camp, he would have won. Literally. I don't even know what Makhachev would have done to him. I don't even know anymore. I actually don't even know. But he has 5 rounds here. I think Fiziev's not going to go that long, and I think he's going to get an early KO. Chiesa held him down. Edwards held him down. Like, Usman, Covington, you know. Lee kind of gassed out, you know. But, beat Robbie Lawler and Magny. But this was RDA when he was on his road. He was looking awesome. And I think he's going to lose. I don't know, though. I think he might lose this, you know? Listen, I think he's going to lose this fight. I think Fiziev's on a roll right now. Beat Brad Riddell. Who would win against Riddell in RDA at this point? Maybe Riddell, you know? Go wheel kick KO. Showed decent cardio there. I know Bobby Green was beating him up, but Bobby Green, man, it's looking good lately. I know that lost to like yesterday to Makhachev. Been looking decent over Al-Ankunta and now Akapova, so it's aging well for Fiziev. And Fiziev, people say Green should have won. Fiziev slightly, I think, won that fight. First 2 rounds. Second round, definitely. He was hurting Green with some shots. I rewatched it. And Green's has crazy cardio. Cardio freak. And I think he's going to go out there. And I think Green has good cardio and a good pace setter. Gonna go for Fiziev first round TKO. Let's go. Moving on up the card to the main event: Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. I'm gonna go for Colby Covington. I think he wins this fight. There is something around me, and that something is people. A lot of people are like, Masvidal can get the upset, man. Masvidal can win the upset. I think Masvidal maybe KOs him. He can do it. I understand he can do it, Masvidal. He could go out there and get the KO. I just don't see it happening. Like, he could get the KO, but people forget. And people finally realize this now after the Usman fight. The second Usman fight. Covington is dog tough, man. He's dog tough. He has a great chin. And he always comes back, man. He's always coming back. He always comes back. Covington lost to Usman, but he drew against Usman. I think he drew against Usman. I thought he won the last 3 rounds against Usman on the feet, man. And listen to this. Usman was landing against Usman. He got dropped in the second round by Usman in the second fight, and then he got dropped with a big left hand on the chin. And it looks like he shut off for a second. He got right back up. When he didn't get back up, he wasn't going for a takedown. You know? And the same shots he landed on Covington slept Masvidal out cold by Usman. You know? Woodley he was dominating Woodley, rib injury there. Some stuff happened. Masvidal does hit harder than RDA and Lawler. But, come on, man. You know? People are like, who is Masvidal lying? Is Masvidal lying? Is Colby lying? Who's telling the truth? Covington. Who's telling the truth? Masvidal. I think Covington's telling the truth. Because in the Maya fight, Covington paid, I think, Jorge Masvidal's coach him for the Maya fight instead of Masvidal against Maya. You know? It's confusing. I'm sorry, but I don't know. It's just, I think Covington has more for it now. I think he's gonna put a wrestling game plan on Jorge Masvidal and get a rear naked chokeout, say, in the later rounds. Man, that Usman KO changed his career altogether. Masvidal says he'll do something crazy again, like the Askren, but it doesn't have the same effect anymore, though. Because, like, if you get something crazy here, it'll be cool, but, like, people will be, like, then you look at, oh, he got KO'd by Usman, though, so it doesn't have the same effect. When he came back against Till, it was, like, this new Masvidal. 2019 was a great year for him, but, like, I don't know, man. He was slowing down against Diaz, good punch on Till in his hometown. He could have beaten Edwards. I wouldn't even mind him beating Edwards. I would have actually picked Edwards to beat him, now that I think about it. But Masvidal's getting older and older. Covington's also old, but like not as older. I think Covington's gonna lose. I don't see him winning, and I just think he's gonna put it out on Masvidal. But he's getting older, and it's kind of going to the end of his career. We'll see what happens though. I'm going for Colby Covington, 4th or 5th round submission. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. This is a full card breakdown of UFC 272, Covington versus Masvidal, and that's it. I'll talk more about the Covington Masvidal in a prediction video tomorrow. I'll make it. But yeah, this is the full card breakdown. And yeah, peace out, guys. Woo! Peace.